and the U.S. was no longer seen as the leader of the free world. Hello, my name is Brad Bartholomew, and this is American Zeitgeist. Let's face reality. In the past 3 U.S. presidential elections, roughly half of American voters have supported a MAGA-minded candidate, despite Donald Trump's deeply troubling resume and behavior. In my personal view, if Trump hadn't inherited money from his daddy, he might well have ended up wandering New York as a village idiot. Back on January 6th, during the violent attack on our Capitol, it's important to note the determined look in the eyes of the attackers. They carried Christian crosses and Confederate flags. They believed in what they were doing. And now, in the early days of his second term, Trump is aggressively dismantling democratic guardrails, undermining the Constitution, and alienating our precious allies. And yet, MAGA loyalty remains strong. Before we can defeat this internal threat, we must first understand it. To do that, I'll borrow a tactical tool from my flying background, the OODA loop: observe, orient, decide, act. It's an attack methodology built for speed, disruption, and agility. Let's first start with a clear-eyed observation. MAGA is no longer a political movement. It's a cult, and its leader, frankly, is intellectually unfit for duty. To understand how we got here, I'm going to hit the rewind button. My focus isn't Trump. It's Vladimir Putin. Back in 2016, Putin had a problem. 3 powerful women were publicly calling him out. German Chancellor Angela Merkel, former U.S. Secretary of State Madeleine Albright, and Hillary Clinton. Putin was cornered. For the record, I admire these 3 women while they were on the world stage. It was likely the last time the West stood united and focused with strength. Since then, global leadership has reverted to white men cutting shady business deals with Putin, until Ukraine's President Zelensky stood his ground. In my view, President Zelensky is the true leader of the free world, if it survives. So back in 2016, Putin returned to his KGB roots, launching a classic 3-step propaganda campaign. And this time, the internet, like the printing press centuries ago, supercharged the reach. I remember a cartoon. God is standing in front of a TV with a remote, frowning at it. I said fast forward, not hyperspeed. Around the same time, I dismissed reports that Cambridge Analytica was manipulating Facebook data to target specific voters. I was dead wrong. That's exactly what they did. And it worked. Here's the timeless KGB-style propaganda playbook. 1, deny reality. 2, demonize your enemies. 3, never compromise. Just repeat steps 1 and 2 endlessly. Putin must have realized that the internet was the perfect platform to launch propaganda. And it was free. When Trump won, Putin scored a twofer. He took down his biggest threat, Hillary Clinton, and he got Trump, a useful stooge. Then came the trifecta. Trump falsely claimed his inauguration crowd was bigger than President Obama's. His spokesperson, Kellyanne Conway, coined the phrase alternative facts. And when asked 3 times whether Putin interfered in the 2016 election, Trump said, he said no, and I believe him. Tragically, this mentally opened the door for many of us to accept bullshit as reliable data. At that moment, Putin gained the upper hand. 2.5 centuries of American democratic values were undermined, and the U.S. was no longer seen as the leader of the free world. I believe America's precipitous downward slide started simultaneously with the rise of the internet and when half of our citizens were foolishly manipulated into welcoming and or accepting bullshit into their decision-making processes. Thank you for watching. The next video is Destroying Reality with Dark Data and Dark Money. For now, safe landings, everyone.